this is the best dev blog we've ever gotten. Oh, hello, how are you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. Hope your day's going great. Here's dev blog 58. I'm going to read through all of it, and as usual, of course, I will leave screenshots of every single thing that each dev has said. Apart from that, let's just get started, because honestly, this one is one to beat. Like, last one was decent, but this one shoots it out the park. Ariel, the programmer. This month, Ariel has mainly worked on climbing mechanics for the Hypsilophodon and Herrera. Hypsi being able to latch on walls and jump around, unlike Herrera that can climb sideways and up and down. That's interesting, man. But what do you guys think about that? Do you think Hypsi should have more freedom with climbing like Herrera, or are you fine with it just being able to latch pretty much and go nowhere else really? Some changes have been made to the stagger on Triceratops as it was taking too long to recover. Looks like also Hypsi's nesting's been revamped. Ariel stating that she's seen some photos of impressive construction work for the nests. But then she states will no longer be possible. Well, that was a very late April Fool's joke. Cerata will also be getting some changes to his bacteria. Wedge, the sound designer. Wedge has worked on Trike this month and its sounds, and majority of the adult sounds have now been completed, such as idle, basic, generic vocals, sniff and resting. These sounds are designed to make you feel the size and mass of a trike. They can actually feel the presence of it, and the adult sounds are almost complete. He's also had another look at foliage sounds, with scaling range and varying speeds being worked on. Now let's move on to visual tech. 48, the environmental artist. Building labs, which will be soon featured in the game with a wide variety of areas to explore, such as armory, offices, testing rooms and more. Here are some images. So as you can see here, we have a nice little lunchroom, a break area after you're done at your DHL warehouse. That's what it looks like. A lot of machines there to get some snacks as well, which is nice because at least they know the workers need some sugar after a 12-hour shift. I mean, it looks pretty simple, but at the same time it looks neat. I like the look of this. It's quite cool. Nothing too fancy about it, but there's definitely quite a lot of nice detail here. Although I would like some sort of decoration around, but then that's just me. I guess I did used to play Sims quite often when I was younger, so I always like to decorate shit, but maybe I'm just talking too much nonsense here, because I guess in a dinosaur island you probably don't really want to start hanging around pictures of probably what's gonna kill you. The next one here as well, nice little dark room which I'll light up for you guys now. Nice little computer there so you can watch all my videos. Got your gaming chair here as well, so you can play the Isle whilst watching the Isle whilst playing the Isle. A very thick door there. I don't know if it's intentionally meant to look that thick or if I'm just looking at it wrong, but it looks like a door that means some serious business, maybe to stop some other dinosaurs from coming in there like omniraptors and stuff. Who knows? Then you've got what looks like kind of the entrance hall or the main area, where it will probably be like where each doorway, as you can see in these ones, will probably lead to each of the rooms we've just seen. But a nice welcoming area. Again, it kind of feels a little bit empty, but I feel that's kind of what they're going for here. They want it to be kind of feeling larger than life, and it feels a bit surreal, like, whoa, where am I? There's more mystery to it than answers, let's say. But I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. We've also got the lovely little kitchen here, where as you can see, people still haven't learned how to put the plates away when they're done eating. Not very polite. I'll be telling you this for sure. If you do that in my house, I'm not cooking spaghetti for you again. And then we've got a lab. This looks quite interesting. I do wonder if we're going to be able to take samples from dinos or their eggs, who knows, and come back to this lab and actually test things out. And I have absolutely no idea what can come out of it. Even if it's just for the spectacle, it would be pretty awesome. But if you can do something more with it, like maybe tame a dino, inject it, and then maybe out of the egg comes out a rare skin or kind of mutant dino, who knows? I think that'd be pretty cool. Here's a rough image of what it will look like from above with floor level sizing and area. Very interesting image. Obviously this is not a high quality one, as you can see. This is kind of just from the top, so it kind of looks almost drawn compared to what we just saw. But you can tell that it's very big. If you obviously this is the hall area, then over here you got the lab on the left, I think it is. You got the kitchen up on the top right, and yeah, you can kind of get the gist of it. Pretty cool. He's also worked on some tunnels and some minor fixes. That's enough on visual tech. Let's move on to Tapwing, the 2D artist. Leaves, beautiful leaves. Oh, and flowers. Let's start off with the leaves. This might not look like a lot to many of you, but this is what makes the game feel alive. When you're walking around and it doesn't just feel the same everywhere. Now, what would be really cool, which hopefully they will do, is they will actually not just implement all these leaves across the Isle, but kind of have different areas with the leaves, so it actually feels like you're going into one environment to another, not just have these leaves and because there's literally 10 of them, have them spread across the whole place. I'd like to see one area that might have 1 or 2 of these leaves, another area, and you get what I'm saying. That way it actually feels like you're traversing the land and going from one area to another. Another really interesting thing here is the flowers, and also the meaning behind these flowers. They're not just pretty and trying to show you how cool they are, they'll actually grow with time. Now what this means exactly and how we'll see it, I don't know yet, but it will definitely help with immersion. Topic has been focused on drawing out some concepts for strain plants. These will be corrosive, armored, and adhesive, and ones that grip. I'll let you read a little bit more up here on what she said, because it's actually really interesting. But before we get onto that part, let's just have a look at some more of Tapwing's concept. You've got some nice bushes here with the flowers, as you can see. Very pretty. And then you've got some branches as well, which, as you can see, they kind of grow around. So these are, I think, the strains. They're not just like normal branches, but they'll kind of grow around metal and other types of materials. Very interesting stuff. Like this is some imagination, I gotta say. That's gonna bring a lot of life to the game. But enough about that. Let's look at Fred, the 2D artist. I'll be honest with you, I never heard of Fred before. So hello Fred, and Marty. Because it does say here, Fred and Marty have both been working on skin patterns for new and old faces, making them feel more believable and interesting. So before I show you Suchomimus and Maggie and Giganotosaurus, let's have a little guess on what these skins are. This one here, pretty obvious one. I'll be very shocked if I was wrong. This is Megalania. Quite interesting skin. I like it actually, to be fair. Even though I don't think it suits this type of animal, I would still happily rock it. I think these big boys should be more sleek with less patterns, more darker colors, but that's just me. Got this next one. I think this might be an Omniraptor, but then again, on the top right, its eye, above its eye, was it the eyebrow, the bone, whatever you call this area, that doesn't really resemble Omni too much. I might be wrong. Is that Homalo? No, it's definitely not Homalo, because you'd see that straight away. Yeah, I don't know what this one is. I feel like I should know, but I don't know. Help me out in the comments. The next one, you're definitely going to have to help me out with, because I have no idea. Unless this is a Tenno, judging by its neck and those creases here. Again, I'm just guessing here. But yeah, and here are also some other images, like promised. Suchomimus. Skin looks amazing. I think it looks dangerous as hell. Everything from the skin pattern, and by the way, also pattern 5. But does this mean we're going to get another 2 patterns per player? So we have 5 patterns to choose from? I hope so. But the pattern looks great. The model looks great. I love it. It looks aggressive. I can't wait for Sucho to come in, to be honest with you. I never really got to play in Legacy. Maggie, everyone's favorite sauropod that no one wants in the game. I think in my entire time playing this game and doing YouTube, I think I've seen one person say that they want Maggie in. I personally am not a hater on Maggie. I don't really care for it either though, so I wouldn't lose sleep if it came to the game or didn't come to the game. And I do like sauropods, but I like big boy sauropods, not dwarfism, you know. But you know everyone's going to attack it, because especially that they say that not everyone's going to be able to eat Maggie because it will have what I think poisonous meat. People are going to do it. People hunt for sport in this game more than even in Legacy, so Maggie ain't safe. So if you think of playing Maggie because you feel like no one's going to fight you, I think you're going to have a bigger target on your back. This image here, the Giganotosaurus, I just love it. I love the angle of it. I think I may have even used this for this thumbnail. I'm saying that because I'm thinking of using it for the thumbnail, but I don't know if I have used it. Maybe I used something else, who knows. But it's really cool. I like that side. It's not just flat. It's not your typical side or front. It's like kind of angled up, and it gives it a bit more character. Like, this is a beast, unlike Maggie. But yeah, that's enough from Fred and Marty. Let's move on to Brian, the animator. Brian has been working on Austroraptor Kentrosaurus, getting the locomotion sorted. This line hits home, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna read this one. We want Kentrosaurus to be in a good spot speed-wise, so it's a little bit faster than Stegosaurus, because we all know how you Stegosaurus players are. We really do, don't we? They will hunt you down, and they know this. He's also worked on elder morphs for the current roster and some of the upcoming playables, and most importantly, crabs. Hypno, QA lead. Hypno has some exciting news. They are close to releasing the latest build on the Hortus for Triceratops, which will be the last one before the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex. The rest is talk about bug fixes, so I'll leave the screenshots for you to read. And there's also a video on Trike vs Rex that needs work, as you'll see. I'm not going to read through all the bug fixes, hence why I'll leave the screenshots. That might interest you, but I care about it when I see it done. As you can see here, you got Trike fighting a Rex, sparring. I believe this is also called sparring as well. It's a bit messed up. Obviously, this is them showcasing that this is one of the problems they need to fix. I personally would still release it because I just think it'd be funny, especially for people that have not seen this part of the dev blog or even anything about it, and they're gonna do that and be like, what the hell did I just witness? Just as a prank. See, if it came up before April, I think that would have been a great April Fool's. But still, funny little behind the scenes, I guess, from them. Kiss and Kitten, producer. Kissin explains how they have been focusing on fixing other issues at hand in horde test, to name a few: AI changes, map changes, optimization, balance, and more. Austroraptor here, as it's been worked on again by the sounds of it. It doesn't sound like it's miles away from being actually completed. More on Hypsi and its climbing, that it will be able to spit whilst latched, so you can be a twat from above. Nice to know the Herreras will have a friend. PT is still in the works. Sorry my flyer lovers, but I'm sure it will be worth once completed, which is kind of nice if you think about it. Kano players have just kind of gotten a worse Kano over the years. PT, yes, you could say it kind of got better, and then with the Stam it got almost unplayable for some, even though obviously there are the PT mains that will still swear by it, but for the majority of people that will not touch PT anymore. But the positive is for both PT mains and even people that might just want to explore the skies, PT will be becoming a lot more fun. I'm honestly excited for it and I'd like to actually play it again. Kentro sounds finished, as apparently it's in its holding pen wandering around waiting for others to be released first, which is strange because I thought they were meant to release stuff once it was finished. But then again, we don't really need another Herbie right now, so I don't mind that. Baryonyx is nearing completion for its animations. I swear I'll cry if we don't get Kentro and Barry this year, after Rex and Trike of course, and well, Allosaurus. I'm greedy, I know. And everyone's favourite, humans. They're also being worked on. Jokes aside, I am looking forward to seeing what comes with humans next, but we all know most people would rather wait for humans to just be touched right at the end of the game. Now let's look into the animation and images they have presented us with. Now sit tight because I'm going to do this a little bit different. Usually I just show the animations, but I'm going to kind of talk through some of them. I'll show some of them. If I get tired of talking, then I'll just show the rest with some music over it, because it is, for me, 3 AM right now. This is how dedicated I am to making dev blogs. I'll wait for them to come out. But yeah, let's have a look through some animations. For you Baryonyx fans, there's plenty of them here. So as you can see here, it's doing something that I'm only gonna guess, which I presume it's just come out of water, so it's kind of drying itself, because it is a semi-aquatic for those that do not know for some reason. Bottom one here, I presume it's eating a fish or maybe even swallowing your meat. Got Barry crouching. This one looks really weird, I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks cool, but until you look at its eye. What's going on with its eye? It looks creepy. Like, you don't want to see this at night, but not because it's scary. I mean, it is scary for a different reason though. You got the courting animation, which is really cool. I like how they showed the claw marks on the floor, showing that actually it digs some holes for you before it digs your holes. I like that. Then you got them in the water here, so they can court in water as well. That's actually really cool. Can Dino do that? I played Dino quite a few times, a lot of times. I should know the answer to this, but I do not. You guys can let me know. I'm pretty sure Dino can't court in water. If it cannot, of course it better get that as well, because it's like the most semi-aquatic out of all semi-aquatics. But yeah, of course you got some animations of it definitely eating some meat from the floor, and then here I'll showcase some animations of it just doing baryonyx stuff. Damn, that's a lot of baryonyx. They better be releasing this yesterday. And there's a lot. But it all looks really great. It looks smooth. I like it. Let me know your guys' thoughts. We got some little ones here too. Herrera with its side latch, and Hypsilophodon being there at twat, like I said, spitting on people. Like, you just know people are gonna be like, get rid of this guy. PT being useless because they hate it. So instead of showing the progress they've made, they're showing how it's just failing in the water. I honestly feel for you guys that love PT. Some beautiful Kentrosaurus and it being elegant whilst walking and running. And here are some more exciting images of some playables that we have not received yet as well, or really even been spoken about if when they're coming. Albertosaurus as adult and Albertosaurus as elder. Megalania, and Para. What do you guys think Para is actually going to be able to take on in the Isle? A lot of people have complained and been vocal about it that in Legacy kind of just felt like a giant meat grinder. Pretty much just everything could just abuse it. Yes, you could actually do some damage with it as well, but most people just kind of abused it. Do you feel like in Evrima it's going to be very much different? I know it's going to be getting more attacks. We all know that, but when you have the rest of the roster that also has more attacks, is it going to trump that, or is Para going to be able to do something about it? But then again, it's a big herbivore. It is a survival game at heart, not PvP. I know a lot of you just think of this as a PvP game because you like to just cream over that all the time, and it's not. The PvP is just the survival element of the game, so it kind of makes sense that Para is not going to be running around bullying everyone, because if you make it too good, that's exactly what's going to happen, because it is going to be a big herbivore that's also quite quick. He ain't going to be something that even some carnivores can't even outrun, so you don't want to make it into a tank because you know it's just going to be a nightmare to deal with. But then at the same time, I don't want Para to be useless. But yeah, that is Dev Blog 58. A really good Dev Blog, I've got to say. Probably the best, if not second best to the first one we've had this year. What did you guys think about it? Is there something that you were hoping to see and you didn't? Or was there something that you were surprised about seeing? Let me know down below. But yeah, apart from that, you guys have a great day. See you all on the next one, and peace.